All right, we just need to put you through how to take our signal when we send signal on the group. I discover not all of you actually know how to take some of those signals. Now, listen, I think there was a signal I sent recently. Look at this signal, for instance. This is a signal. Now, most time we may not would set, places or prompt, we just send it this way. Now, this is what you do. Once you come in, all right, once you come in, the signal is already running. When you see that the signal have run almost halfway, don't take it again. So like gold, very important. If you look at gold has so much volume. If you look at our entry point to where gold is now with this signal, gold has done 400 pips. See this 40 is 40 times 10. That's 400 pips. That's what gold has done. So if you're on this trade and then you are taking your profit, as you just open and the market is already giving you some good volume, then you can be taking your profits. Okay. Now, for those of you who want to take, who understand this trade, now you see this center here, this center. Let me just show the center is the entry point. This bottom here is the stop loss. Okay. And then up there, so take profit can take place anywhere up here. So let me just share my screen on phone so that you can see properly. All right, so let me share my screen on phone. Let's go. Okay, so now this is my screen. So let's say you're on our forum now. So signal came this way, right? Maybe it's just one that support didn't type it. So I don't have time to send. So let's look at the signal, for instance. Look at the signal. So you can just expand it to see the entry point. So if you expand it, you see here, this black place, that's the entry price. This black place, that is the stop loss. All right. Now, so the market shows this going down, right? Okay. So you now need to see where should I take profit. So some will just show like complete take profit down, or just like, probably just taking to a level at which the market should go. So now if I'm taking this type of signal, so you go to your MT5. Let's go to MT5. So here is your MT5, for instance. Look at the way this signal had been going on since. Let me just use an example. Let me just enter, but I'm entering wrongly and at the link lead time. So when you see that I've entered, right? So now, if you look at the take profit, now if it's running like this, so when the market just come in, the one that matter to you most is the stop loss. You must always fix your stop loss. So let's say the stop loss was here. So that's, look at it, 158.9. So look at it, 158.9 something. Look at it in this black. Okay. So I can go to my trade and I'll press down. So you have to understand. So I now come to look at this one, modify. Okay. This modify position. So I click on it. So I think say 158 point, let's say 967. So let me just do that way. Then I click. So now look at it. You can see how much you're going to lose if the market go to hit your stop loss, right? So let me tap it. See, I'm going to lose $2.74, right? So now, the way you have come to click, you see, how do you know? Just tap on it. You see this place? This is your stop loss. See here? Just tap on it. So as you tap on it, if I want to set my take profit, so look at it. Look at this one here. This one, just tap on it. So let me tap on it. See that it bring it take profit, so I can adjust it maybe to the down where I want it to be. So say you're going to make 2 point something profit, say yes. So I click modify, it bring up this, and I click modify. Can you see that? A trade is now running. So you don't need to bother yourself. Now we said when the market must have moved and done well, So at that point, you want to adjust your stop loss, okay? So all you do is to tap on that, your stop loss, and now drag it. Okay, see that? I drag it. So you see this arrow in the front here? So I need to tap it, then modify. So it's done. Can you see that? Now we send the signal. Let's look at gold. See gold? Gold is doing well now. So if I check, so look at, I think it was gold. And I told you people, I said, even if it's going to struggle you, okay, gold, we send signal on gold. Look at it. Can you see now? It's already moving though. It came down again. So let's look at, I think I have a signal on gold. Okay, gold, right? So now you can see the way the gold is going. So assuming I want to just take profit, I can take profit. Where's gold? XAU USD. Can you see that? So now maybe I have to take my stop loss into break even. So it puts it that way. Then look at this point. See this arrow. So you come to click it. So I click it, you modify. So now what you have done is very simple. Your stop loss is now held in. So this one I can adjust it, if not to break even. All right. Can you see that? So if you go and check, you have only just reduced the stress of let the market not take you out. Okay. If I check my trade on gold now, right? If I check my trade on gold on my main account, it's about $93. All right. So because I use different this thing. Can you see that? So you see the trade running. Now, so assuming I want to set take profit, so what do you do? So I can just tap on the stop loss. Now you see that as I tap on the stop loss, I'll just tap take profit. So I can now push it up. So and I click right this arrow up to modify it. Right? So it's modified. So if I tap in, you say when the market come here, I'm going to make $115. That's what I'll make. So I just go there and leave it. So allow it to run. Do you understand? That's how you take a trade. So it's very simple. Please, I want you to really understand. So taking our signal and then working on yourself as much as possible. So trail your stop loss. So how to now calculate your pips. So sometimes I say you have to be very careful when you want to use it here. So if I look at it here, when you tap on the stop loss, you already know how much you're going to lose. That's one of the lovely things um, MT5 have done. If not, if I want to enter, like say where you want to enter, if you tap on this one, you see where it shows like pending order or whatever. If I put it here now, it will show me. Then I want to click on stop loss. So if you take a stop loss here now and then put it there, it's showing you how much. Sorry, my screen is big, is more clouded, right? Then if you now set to take profit, you can now push, you see how much and all of that. So you can use that. So let's go to the screen of our trading view. Okay, so let's go to the trading view screen so that you understand. So let me show you our stop loss. All right, so let me show you stop loss. So you can see the gold now, it's moving very well. At first, it seems as if we're going to be struggling for nothing, but look at how the trade is running now. So that's why we said when you enter the trade, just allow the trade to run. Stop struggling with the trade. Look at this one. When I sent it, it was as if, okay, let me check. Maybe I sent it from, okay, yeah. So look at it. Can you see this trade now? So you see the trade is running. So from the entry point, let's see how many pips it has done. It has done about 29 pips. So if you come down to this point, that's going to be 49 to 50 pips. That makes a lot of sense. If 0.1 you do, it's going to be $50. You get that? So the same thing on GBP USD. So when this signal was sent, was like he was going to hit you out. So you don't bother. Now, let's check it. How much? So it has done 38 pips. So if you reach up to this point, that's about 88 pips, ladies and gentlemen. This is crazy. So when you are working with all of these scanners, or signals. When I send you signals, just work on it and then make your money and allow to go. So look at Bitcoin. So assuming I was around to check Bitcoin, I will have given this into an entry. Yeah, that was a very powerful entry, as it were. Okay, this is very simple. So now, so I want to talk about the stop loss. So, like, let me say this is a signal. Now, let me use. So, look at this. All this point here. What do we see? Forecasting and measurement. You will have it too on your phone if you're on your mobile trading view. Now, if it's buy, you see long position. So I click on it. So when you click on it, so you place it on the place you're entering from. So your stop loss is below this entry price. So that means your stop loss is here. Now, you see on Bitcoin, stop. Then the figure in front is the point. Now, the difference between Bitcoin lot size pips, Bitcoin pips and Bitcoin pips and currency pips are different. So now this 393, if you use one standard lot, is $1. Okay, so not $10, it's $1. So, but you know, Bitcoin is very volatile. So this is the point you will calculate. So then if you are using if you are using 0.1, it's $1 straight. If you are using 0.5, it's 50 cents straight. All right, so just like 0.5, yes, multiply by that. If you use 0.1, multiply by 0.1. So that means 393 times 0.1. So whatever figure you get, that's your stop loss volume. All right. Okay, so you need to understand that perspective. So if it's 0.01 you use, so 0.01 times 392. Now, so 1:2 risk reward. So that means it's going to be here. Okay, somewhere here. Let's see here. 1:2 risk reward is to 819 point. So 819 point multiplied by 0.01 is that what you use. If you use 0.0, if you use 0.1, that means 10 cent. 10 cent multiplied by 1,400 and something. So that's how the Bitcoin own is calculated. So now let's look at gold. Now, if you're calculating gold, it's not the same. So gold, look at the entry point now on gold. So here, look at it here. What is your stop loss? Is big. This is 35. Can you see 35.99? So let's call it 36. This 36, 1 is equals to 10. 1 is equals to 10. So that means 36 is equals to 36 times 10. Okay, so that's one of the things I actually wanted to close one of the trade. Right? That is 36 multiplied by 10. Okay, so you're going to find that as much as possible. So do you understand? So you need to understand that perspective so that you know how to go about your operation or to close one of the trade. All right. So when you see 10, so now look at it now. This journey that this market has moved to this point, this is 70.58. That means gold from our entry price has done 700 pips. Oh, yes, you hear me right? Has done how many pips? 700 pips. That is it. 700 pips is what gold has done from that entry point to this. Yes, 700 pips. Okay, so you can see that. That's the massive thing about all of this opportunity we're giving to you. So if gold is going to hit up to this point, that is 162.72. That's 1,627 pips. Oh, yes. So if you use 0.1, that is $1. So 0.1 $1 times 1,627 pips. That means you've done 1,600 and something. So then the same thing, this 35, 36, that is 360 pips, right? 360 pips. That means you have sacrificed. If you hit your stop loss, you have lost $360. Okay? So you can see why I would say you use 0.01 if your account is small. So 0.01 times, so that's 10 cent. 10 cent multiplied by 360, right? 10 cent multiplied by 360. So you say 360 multiplied by 0.1. Okay? So that is 3 point, okay, so let's say 360 multiplied by 0.1, multiplied by 0.1. $36. Have you seen that? So that means if your account is too small, you can't take this trade. So not all the trade you can take on gold. Remember, we won't go to 1 minute time frame. So not all the trade you can take on gold. Okay, so I hope that is well understood. So every time we give you signal, check your account size to know how much your capacity can carry. So it's not all trade you will be able to take because your capacity may not carry that. Is that gotten? It's very, very important. So that's why not all account can take gold. And it's on that note we can say, okay, you can use cent account, okay, micro account. So got $36. So that means ordinarily, when you need to trade gold should be when gold is not too volatile. So you are going to work on gold with small entry point and like when the signal is not going to. So let's say, let me go to 1 minute time frame. Now this is already giving a sell signal, right? So if you look at this, if this is going to work out that you just want to take a small entry, let's look at it. So that means, look at it here. I'm going to take the ruler short position and then at the close of this, so your stop loss here, 14.87. That's 148.7 pips. Okay, so 1:2 risk reward. All right, so you can see why if your account is very small, you need to work with lower time frame. So, but look at it. Now that is 290 pips. So now if you use 0.01, so 0.01 times 148, or let's just call it 150. So you can do your calculation. Okay. You can do your calculation to say, right, 0.01. That's 0.1 because that's 10 cents multiplied by 150. That's $15. Come on, that's ridiculous. So your trade should be a refined market. Okay. If not, it's going to be a big problem. So that's what most people do not understand when they are trading gold. They just take an entry and then they didn't look at where their stop loss and what's the volume of their stop loss as it were. If you look at this market now, all right, probably, can come down more, so whatever way. So now you can now see that if you are now trading with micro account, you can do as you like, but not just as you like so that you go and waste the account, but you can do as you like. So in instance that you can enter some trade because of the capacity of the account, as it were. All right, so that's how you take our signals. So then I was now saying something about, okay, if you look at it now, imagine your account is very small, and then you want to trade gold that is giving how many pips, right? Let's say gold is giving, to enter the gold, the gold is giving how many pips as a stop loss. So for you, if you are here, probably want to look at the market here. Let's say if you want to find an entry here long, right? Let's say this is your signal, all right? And then you're taking an entry here. So because there are low here, you want to give a buffer. You want to give a buffer, this 334 pips, let's call it 335 pips. All right, so now let's go to this place. So everybody, you need to have this portal except you are just gambling. So you are trading with just $500. Can you see that? You're trading with just $500. So maybe you want to use how many? 5% of your account. So 335 pips. So calculate. You can see, say no, your account cannot carry it. So that means any trade you would take on gold should be average of 50, 100, 150 maximum. So if you work based on 150 pips, see now, you can't use more than 0.01 of your gold. So if the stop loss is 100 pips, you can't use more than 0.025. Are you seeing it now? So when I see people trading with, you are trading gold and your account is just $200, no, that's risk. You are just risking. It's a crazy risk, not even just risk. It's a nonsense risk. All right, sir? It's a nonsense risk because you can't give account of what exactly going to happen to that account. That means you are not using stop loss. You are just jumping in. You can't sustain such type of trade. All right? You can't sustain such trade. So look at this account now. Look at this cell. Okay. I think I need to take up this. So look at this cell now. All right. This cell is going to buy back from here. We can be certain about that, perhaps. Now, if you want to trade a counter, this is 3 minute time frame. What is this market reacting to? I told you that our scanner actually work with this. It's reacting to this fair value gap. All right? This market reacted to this fair value gap. That means it may continue to sell massively. Okay, so now let's say you take an entry. So your entry will be here. So you take your measurement. Then at the close of this, no, this is the entry. The third close candle confirmation. Now your stop loss above it. This is 210 pips. So 1:2 risk reward will be somewhere here. All right. So 210 pips, 430. It's just that gold is very volatile right now. So it's moving more massively. That's why. So now let's go. All right. Except like $25 exposed to the market at the same time. Except now, so 210. 0.01. So let's say you want to even reach 10% of your account. Higher, 0.02. Can you see that? Because you want to reach $50 of your 500. That means that account, if you lose perpetually 10 times, the money is gone. So that's the essence of risk management. So you can imagine you are now trading with $100. These are the challenge I'm facing with copy trading and setting. It's not giving me edge because the lowest you can have is 0.01. So look at it. No way. No way. So except you are now going to be risking how much? Maybe 20% of your account. Let's look at it. No way, even. So 30% of your account, that's when the trade can go through. Can you see that now? So that means $30 already picked from $100. You lose the trade, so just like 3, 4, 5 trade you need to lose for the money to be empty. All right? So that's one of the problems that is actually happening right now. So let's go to $200. 10%. No way. So 15%. Yes. $30. Come on, can you see something? So those are the things you need to learn and understand how the market actually react, and you should know your honors, know where you belong. Okay? I hope it makes sense. Right, it does. So please pay attention and learn what we teach you, and so that you can apply them appropriately and make money. Okay? So don't just, oh, somebody like this is trading like, no, it doesn't matter. Whatever thing they are trading, let them be trading. Okay? So it's very important. Okay? So it's good. So look at this, like this trade now. If you are scalping this guy, this 1 minute time frame. So let's do 3 minutes sometime. All right. So this is just a pullback. So, but for people who are scalping, they're just scalping 10 pips, 15 pips, 5 pips, and all of that. So that means they will have countered this trade here like this. Here, yeah, because this is a close, this is this. So here, stop loss. So how many was the 8 pips? Wow, 8 pips. Oh, so 8 pips. Wow. So getting to this point, wow, wow, wow. So I'm not a scalper like that, so that's why I don't know. So you can see that. So now, if you're trading with this one now, how many pips? 8 pips. Good. You're good to go. So if you're trading with anything less than $500, I think it's better you just trade with currencies. So let's say you are trading with $200 now. You're risking just your 5% or 10%. How many pips? Let's just take it 10 pips, calculate. Can use 0.1. You're good. And then the trade hits your take profit, which is possible. And then, so if you hit that, 10 pips to 100, 10 pips to 20 pips. So you're risking $10 to make $20. So it's easy. Can you see that? So please be very careful. It make more sense when you have refined a setup and then you can control the system. And then, so that's how I create more of sniper entry system. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. So please pay attention, learn how we take trade, how we follow our trade, and all of that. You can trade Bitcoin too. It's very easy for you. All right. So because we look at it now, so let's look at Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin. So let's look at Bitcoin here. So the signal was here. So let's take it this way. Okay. So this is the signal on Bitcoin 1 minute time frame. Okay. So you go to your long position, see the signal here. So your stop loss here, 169 point. So just get it, 169 point. So you want to engage whatever. So 169 point. So you can use more than, can use 0.05. So 0.05, just calculate this one direct, don't waste time. 0.05, that is a penny or cent, I don't know. So 0.05, just do like this. 0.05, just calculate like this. 0.05 multiplied by 167 or 170. So let's call it 170. So, oh, it's big too. $8. So you're cool, right? You're cool. So you can, so that means you're going to use 0.05. Okay? You can use 0.05. So because you want to lose $10, right? You can afford to lose $10. So that means 1:2 risk reward. Okay, there you go. What is it? 1:2 risk reward. So sharp. Your trade is completed, then you're fine. So if you are trading Bitcoin, and then so just be making sure that your own stop loss is average of less than 500. Less than 500. So 0.05 times 500. Let's look at it. 0.05 times 500. Ooh, that's $25. Too much. So that means you can use 0.01. So 0.01 multiplied by 500. I think that's where I want to arrive at. $5. Okay. So you can be using 0.02 for your Bitcoin. All right. So $10. So if you want to risk, $20, use 0.04. All right. 0.04 if it's within 500 point. All right. It's within 500 point. But on this now, can use 0.05. Okay. So, but if it's going to be very bigger than that, maybe you're like, let's use a 5-minute time frame before you find a trade. Let's look at it. So if you look at this signal now, so you're not taking this signal by this, you're taking this signal by this. So that means if you take it this way, so your stop loss will be here. Oh, like 400 points. So you can't use 0.05. That's only $25, except you want to risk coverage of that. So just understand, so if Bitcoin, then if it's 1,000 point, so 1,000 point, you now calculate like this, so let's say 0.05 multiplied by 1,000, that would be $50. Or $100, that would be $100. $50. So it makes sense. So congratulations. That's as simple as possible. You have a nice time. Bye for now. So take note, walk through this information that are very important for you. Bye-bye.